What's up, world? This is your boy Kamani and Koo, and this is Black Gardener Talk. That's right, Black Gardener Talk, another edition of Black Gardener Talk. Today, my guest will be Mr. Tommy Taylor Jr. He should be coming on real soon, so come on in the room. But basically, I just want to let people know that the Black Gardener Talk, grow by any means necessary, which is something that I put together since a lot of black folks and brown folks are reconnecting to the land. So I thought it would be great to give a platform to different folks to come on and talk what they're doing in their gardens, what they got going on in their farms. And so without further ado, I'm just gonna get Tommy Taylor Jr. in here. Cause I want to get started. All right. I'm a request. Thank y'all for joining us. This is Black Gardener Talk, grow by any means necessary. Waiting for Mr. Tommy Taylor Jr. to jump on the stage. Tommy, I just sent you a request. Hey, what's up?
Yo, what's good? Can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
You say you can?
No,
No.
I can hear you a little bit.
Let me see.
You gotta get closer to the camera, maybe.
It's not working? Tester. 1, 2. On the ones and twos? No?
Nah, bro.
We got technical difficulties. I guess you can hear me now?
Yeah. So let him try to get his audio together so we can get this thing popping. Thank everybody for coming in the room. But basically, while he's working on his audio, Black Gardener Talk is black and brown people just talking. We're talking gardening, we're talking farming, we're talking about what they got growing in their backyard, what they got growing on their farm, and all that good stuff. So Tommy Taylor Jr. is here. He's a comedian, he's an actor, and now an avid gardener. What's up, Tommy?
Hey, chilling, man. How you feeling?
Yeah. Still can't hear you that good, but we're gonna go with it.
Really?
Last week I was having some technical difficulties. You couldn't hear me, but I wanted to hear the audio, and now I got a good mic, and now I can't hear you. I got my headphones on. I can't really hear you that well. But
All
so
right,
the black table
anybody
question
hear
of
me?
the day is: how did you go from comedian, from actor to now an avid gardener? How did that happen?
I don't know if I should do sign language or not. You still can't
Still
hear me?
can't hear you.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm on the let me log out and come back in.
Okay.
You heard that?
I heard that a little bit. Yeah.
Hold on, I'm gonna come right back.
So he's gonna reconnect. He's gonna get off, and then he's gonna reconnect and come back. But yeah, folks, this is Black Gardener Talk. This is a great thing that I wanted to hear and do. I want to give other people a platform to just talk, and so you won't have to always hear me talking about what's going on in my garden. You can hear what's going on in other people's gardens, other people's farms. I'm really excited about that, but I'm waiting for Tommy to connect again. But yeah, put some. You can hear him clearly. Okay, I can't really hear him that well. I don't know what's going on my side, but long as y'all can hear him, can y'all hear me clear? Because last week I couldn't hear myself. I chose to put the headphones on and not have a microphone. So yeah, let's see what's going on now. Waiting for Tommy. Good friend of mine's been knowing Tommy for quite a bit.
And we back.
Okay, people say they can hear you, but I can't.
See, I think
Yeah.
it was just your bootleg. You got them big old 1992 headphones on. Should be able to hear everything.
They say they can hear you clearly. Can y'all hear him clearly? Put it in the chat room if you can hear him clearly.
I think
maybe
you
my headphones. I don't know.
Yeah, you just trying to keep me from talking my truth out here. That's what you were trying to do.
It's all good. They said they can hear you good. So
all
the
right,
black
great.
table question of the day is: how do you go from comedian to actor to avid gardener, growing your own food?
Oh man, I think number one because I like to eat. So I think what better way to eat than like growing your own food right in your own yard. Man, actually I wish I had some overalls to kind of really sell this whole black farmer vibe. we're going for. I think we need like a uniform.
Um, that's funny. But as I grow with this show, that's what I'm definitely gonna be doing. Having some of my overalls on in the garden.
Yeah,
So yeah, we on that same page.
yeah, but
So how did you get into it? Basically, have you always had a garden, like when you was growing up, or did you just get into garden when COVID hit? Because most people got into gardening when COVID hit.
yeah, actually a little bit of both. Like my family actually has always been like really big in like the yard. They had like a big yard. Didn't grow a lot of food, but they were always like planting stuff, like had all kind of flowers, and it was all decked out and everything. And then like half my family is like down south, like Oklahoma, Texas. So they're like big, growing their own stuff. Had like fruit trees and all that kind of stuff. But I think probably when I was younger, because I was forced to be in the yard so much, like doing all this yard work, like I really hated doing anything in the yard because like I had to do all that child slave labor growing up. But I think during COVID, since I had so much free time, I just kind of reconnected with all that, and I think also because I'm a big foodie. As I was saying, I love eating. I think the more you get into, I guess, the whole like foodie world, it's all about that. The taste and like the freshness of food, and it's a. I think even like I love like bacon and steak, but like you can taste, the animal is like what they eat. So like if you have a cow that like fresh, that grazes like natural, fresh food, like grass and all that kind of stuff, or what they call free range chickens, how they taste different because they're eating natural things. I think like we like, eating natural food. It's a different experience. So, like actually growing it, I kind of, even I'm not even like a big vegetable person, but I was growing bell peppers and stuff, and I could taste like I was like, yo, this joint is actually sweet. It kind of tastes like an apple. Like you could taste like the difference and like the freshness of just growing your own food. So it was a pretty kind of cool thing, and then kind of reconnecting. I think as Black people in particular, um, I think we have a natural connection to the earth, and I kind of feel that the more like I'm growing into like gardening and things like that, it's like a very like vibrant connection that you like organically have. I'm like, yo, like it's like certain things I kind of naturally know and do, yeah. So I think I don't know, maybe a little conspiracy theorist, but I think like that's one thing that we've been pushed away from is like our natural connection to the earth, and like even looking back at our existence here in America, I think what like back in like 1920s we had like it was about like 1 million Black farmers, and today is like less than like I don't know maybe 10,000, depending like what state you like. We're less than 4% of the farming community, and so I think one thing during COVID that's pretty interesting that kind of resonated with me is like we went this whole buy black movement, right? Where everybody we blacked out on Instagram and all that kind of stuff. But I was like, yo, like we can't really buy black if we can't feed ourselves. Like so, like you can get like black clothing, you can go to a black restaurant, but the source of that food is not black because we're not farmers. We're not growing. We can't even feed ourselves as Black people. So I think the essence of buying black is starting from the source. So we're not even able to feed ourselves with our own food. How can we do anything like black? So yeah, so I mean, like we could buy black T-shirts. I mean, but then where's the organic materials coming from? Is it from us? Are we still buying white or buying somewhere else? And so I think we really had to get back to the foundation. Like, yo, we have to be able to feed, clothe ourselves, and like give ourselves housing. But like, can we do that truly from
That's what's up.
a black
That's
place?
definitely what's up.
And so yeah, so I think that was another like big thing. Like, yeah, let me just at least grow a couple things in my backyard. And so I can literally like feed myself as a Black person, or like, and then I give food to my neighbors, and like we can. That's where it starts from, like our basic necessities, not just kind of like 3 steps down the line. All right, we're buying black, we're doing this, we're go to a black bakery, but yeah, like where's all that raw material coming from? Like we really need to be able to um, be black, buy black, and be rooted in blackness. Amen.
That's what's up. So I mean, you are an actor, you are a comedian. Are you using that platform to tell these stories, these garden stories? You know.
A little bit. Like I'm saying, like I'm really getting more and more into like the actual garden and stuff myself. So like it's you know, uh, a movement within myself as well. So I think where everyone has to start from a certain place. Um, but yeah, I definitely like use the when using my platform, even my jokes, I talk about certain things on stage. Um, and yeah, I think like even just I wouldn't say just my platform, but just me as a person. Like if you're talking to me on a daily basis, like I'm gonna encourage people to do certain, and not like in a forceful way, but encourage people to even I think I was saying like talking about being a foodie. Like I love like traveling the world, and you probably see on my like Instagram stuff, traveling the world, like eating all kind of new food experiences and things like that. But even in that, it's like being able to and I think all right, let me I got a bunch of divergent thoughts, but like even being able to like um feed ourselves as black people, and like I was saying like being connected. I think we have a natural connection to nature, to the earth, and I think part of that we've been pushed away from that is like now we're eating things like we like you for instance like we have in I live in DC in southeast, but they have they have programs where they bring like fresh produce and stuff, and like to like low income neighborhoods, and like people don't even know they're not even eating that. Right, and they don't even know what to do with fresh food, and so like and then we're eating stuff that's literally like killing us, and that have chemicals and things that aren't made for designed for our body. And so what I was saying, when I travel overseas and like trying all these new foods and everything, is like it's funny because like I be picking out, like I be going in like eating all. I'm like, yo, I'm be so fat when I get back. And then the funny thing is, when I get back, I step on the scale like, yo, like how I dropped 10 pounds. And I think it's because you're eating fresh food. Like overseas, or even the Cokes, they have like cane sugar, which we don't have here. So like our bodies are designed to like eat natural things, and it's good for us, and it actually helps us lose weight and be healthier, even if you overeat sometimes. But we're here, like we're eating so many things that really aren't designed for, especially black people, and it's hurting us in different ways. So I think even just simple messages like that, and being able to try to communicate that. And it's funny, like you try to get black people to try some new types of food, like I don't know what is bone marrow or something. They're like, I ain't eating that or whatever. But then we eat stuff, that's really like not designed to like killing us or whatever. So naturally, that's what we'll take that, but we're afraid of trying something that's really like natural. So that's an interesting dynamic.
Yeah, it's definitely a hard sell to sell some of us black and brown people on something different. I know when I started my garden, I wanted to try to grow different things that I didn't eat, like eggplant, for example. I never wanted to eat eggplant, but now I love eggplant. I do eggplant bacon, eggplant steaks, all kinds of meatballs, all kinds of different things like that. What is one of the first vegetables that you grew, and when you grew it, did you know how to use it?
Um, no, I'll say like I'm probably still learning how to use all the different things in different ways. I think the first vegetable I think I did tomatoes, and yeah, I mean I really like tomatoes, and I started like doing like peppers. I have like cowhorn peppers and jalapenos that were kind of I think my first batch of like actual like food crops, other than herbs and things. And yeah, I think I'm still like experimenting with it, but it's pretty cool. So you get I started doing like little like Greek salads, and I kind of create like a little like medley, and then I learned how to pickle. So I was getting so much like produce, I was like, I can't have anything to do with all this stuff. So I create like a pickle recipe. This is really good. So I was doing like backyard comedy shows during the pandemic as well, and so I was just like, all right, well, hey, try some of this pickles I made, and like people were loving it, and so I started like, all right, well, let me make some more. We bottling, people were like actually purchasing my Tommy's pickles.
Tommy Pickles, that's what's up. So what's the? I know you can't tell us the secret recipe, but it's Tommy Pickles. They can buy it when they come to your backyard comedy show, right? And
Yeah, yeah, I was doing that.
what's some of the ingredients in it
Um,
besides cucumbers?
yeah, we have. So I have like all the. So I was making different blends. So some are like I have a neighbor who's from Africa. Well, I forget what part. So she's not from all of Africa, but but she loves like really spicy stuff. So I was like, oh, let me see. So like this year, friends, I have Scotch bonnet peppers as well. And I got some. Actually, I forgot what seed it was, but there is some type of pepper. But I do a blend of like different peppers, cucumbers, of course, bell peppers, onions. What else I put in there? And then I gotta do like coriander. Let me see. I can't give away my all my secret ingredients, but kind of the basics: peppercorn. I do use a blend of vinegar, so I use like regular vinegar and apple cider vinegar.
That's what's
Um,
up.
yeah, with a little sugar, all kind of stuff. So then Tommy Special, my little
Your little secret, the little
yeah,
secret dash in there. That's
to
what's
make it
up.
pop.
So Tommy Pickles, that's what they call Tommy Pickles. And
Tommy Pickle,
I
yeah.
saw like I was trying to grab a photo, but I couldn't grab a photo because I think you just put it on your Instagram story, so you
Yeah,
know how that
copyright
stuff
protected.
disappeared. But post up this soon so we can push some people to your page so they can buy some Tommy Pickles. I know you got another event coming up. Is it going to be in your backyard?
We may do like one or two more backyard things, but we're actually transitioning back to our big indoor shows next. So yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Hello everyone in the room. Thank y'all for joining us this morning. This is Black Gardener Talk. I'm here every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. talking to another black gardener, black brown gardener, farmer. Next week I'll be off because I got to go on vacation. So I finally decided to take a vacation during this pandemic. So I'm going on vacation, but the following week I'll be back with a young lady gardener from Maryland. She's gonna give us some good stuff.
Oh,
But
she's single?
what advice would you give a first time gardener? Because you kind of like still new to this. So, what was some wins for you, and what was some losses for you when you first started this garden? For the people can hear you.
Yeah. Hey, we'll say what's up to Miss Kid Comedy, dope comedian out in Oakland.
Yeah, shout your people out.
Rican Power Girl. She has a dope. I just went to her. They had a little pop up last night. She has a sneaker cleaning company in Capitol Hill. It's really dope, and with art infusion, yeah. So y'all need to check that out. Soul Wash. So check her out. What's up, everybody else? Somebody asked how many black gardeners are there. Oh, so I think like right now you may have a. I think yeah, it's probably like less than from the count I think I've seen is like less than like 9,000 in the
Yeah,
country,
it's
and
not
that
that
makes up
many.
yeah less than 4% of all the farmers out there.
Yeah, and they're getting slept on as well.
And Claire Queen from St. Lucia, what's up? What's up?
St. Lucia in
Yes,
the house. That's what's up. Thank you for joining. So
we
yeah, get back
international
to the
out here.
question. The question
Yeah.
is,
So what?
what
Oh,
advice would you give a new gardener like yourself that might be listening to this live? Give them some advice. How did you
um,
start? How do you get it popping? Because you
yeah, I
got your
was
own line of pickles now. I mean, come on, bro.
yeah, I was just say just start with something. Like don't be intimidated by I think a lot of people because I did some cutlets and propagated some of the plants I had in my backyard, and I think like for instance like mints is super easy to grow because they kind of grow on their own anyway, and yeah, but like they're like how do I keep them up and how do I take care of them, and just I would say just just start. I think that's the big thing, and like don't be intimidated by it, but it's basically like water, some light, some good light, and a little dirt.
A little
That's all you
dirt.
need.
Um,
Um, yeah,
and
so
what losses did you have? Did you experience any losses doing the gardening thing? And then from those losses, have you written down anything to keep like a journal? So if you try it again, you'll be more successful at it. Have you done that yet?
no, I haven't really done a journal. To be honest, I don't know. I feel like this is a special place back here. So everything I've like grown actually done really well. So I think and there's a learning curve. So I think some of my tomatoes, some of the soil you have sometimes get fungus and things like that. So you learn how to kind of treat that and like a lot of natural things like hydrogen peroxide, a mixture with water like helps your plants and even like regular other plants, non like vegetable plants and what else? Like a little vinegar spray to keep vinegar and soap, neem oil helps like keep like bugs away from your plants like naturally without using any pesticides and things like that. But yeah, I've actually had like really great experiences. Like the only bad parts were like when we had like storms, and it's funny like how connected you get to like your food because like the storm came and I think like some of my tomato plants they were growing like super big. I had bell peppers and pepper plants. They like got huge, and the storm came and like knocked some of my pots over and like tore up some of the limbs on my plants. I felt like heartbroken a little bit. I was like, yo, like my kids got uh got in an accident. I was like, yo, it's kind of crazy. I'm here in the hood, like getting sad over some little plants and breaking their limbs. But now I was trying to like mend them back together. But yeah, I think it's yeah, I say that's kind of the biggest loss, like just saying like stuff like naturally have accidents or whatever what have you. But yeah, it's just funny how connected you get to like to the plants and to life. It's pretty cool. And then just been it because it does take some maintenance, like when you do like bigger things, and you had to come out and like check on them and see what's going on, and are there rot spots, and you have to like add. One thing I did, I kind of created this on my own. Was there was some peppers started having rot spots, so and that needs calcium for your plant. So I did the eggshells, but I seen some people just crunch them up and put them in the soil, and I was like, how do they get any nutrients? So what I did actually, I took out the eggshells and I blended them in a blender and turned into like a very fine powder, and now mix that into the soil, and like actually like within a week, like the plants were kind of turning around. So that was like a pretty cool little I guess hack that I created that helped out my plants a lot.
Did you experience any like bugs, aphids, anything like that
Yeah,
while growing? And what did you do to get rid of them if you did?
I don't know. I'm still working on that. So some of my plants, at a certain point, get like the aphids or white flies I would see under the leaves, and so I've been trying lots of different things. I think the best thing was like I did like a vinegar. What I put in there? I think like vinegar, a little soap, like mixed with water, and that helped out a lot. But you got to
Hmm.
like stay like on it because like I don't know, these little hood flies be coming coming strong.
Oh yeah, they crazy. Yeah,
And
I
then they
mean,
also say like if
I
you have like
love.
mint and like rosemary and all that kind of stuff around, helps
Oh yeah.
like keep them away. But I actually have uh some of my plants next like big things with mint and rosemary. I have lemongrass behind me, um, but some I still get some little aphids and whiteflies from time to time. I was
Coffee
Kimmy.
grounds. Kimmy Jones said coffee grounds too. Yeah, I use a lot of basil and like you said rosemary, mint. I put it all around the backyard, and it also keeps the mosquitoes away, which is really good as well. One of the questions I wanted to know: where do you get your seeds from?
Um, so mixture like I go to like some like the garden centers and get either like seedlings or and then I started like actually taking um like seeds out. I took like cucumbers from last year and dried the seeds and like kind of stored them and do a mixture of that. And then some of the like for instance tomatoes you can like actually just put the tomatoes that grow inside the ground, just chop them in half and put them in the ground and they'll start growing. So I actually had some tomatoes that fell in between my rocks and like new tomato plants are growing on their own. So yeah, so a little bit of both, like just natural and then from the store.
So, folks, start saving your seeds when you have some vegetables. Okay, if you can't get to that store or the world shut down again, you take those seeds out of those vegetables you have and then put them back in the ground. All right.
Yeah, and then even like if you do get something from the store, like a lot of times you can propagate those like onions and just stick them in basically stick stuff in water,
Oh
and
yeah,
they'll start
regrow.
growing on their own.
Yeah, I regrow a lot of lettuce, and celery as well, and it takes well to my yard too. So yeah, I do a lot of amenities to my soil, but I don't buy any more soil no more. I just kind of keep recycling it
Hmm.
and composting it. Do you do any composting, any recycling of your soil?
Yeah, definitely recycle the soil. Sometimes I do get like some fresh soil, depending on like what I'm doing. If I'm like, I do a lot of potting. putting stuff in the pot. So sometimes I do get some fresh soil for that, and I've done a little bit of compost, not a whole lot, but yeah. I see I got a lot of expert. Kim, you got all kind of tips. What's up,
That's
Phil?
what's that's what's up. What is your favorite plant or vegetable that you've grown in your garden? What's your favorite? What's your top five?
I say actually my favorite this is the lemongrass because it started out so tiny, and then this actually I don't know if y'all can see it right behind me. Um, and yeah, so I'm a big like Thai. I think all of us just because I'm greedy. I like foods. Like one of my favorite foods is like Thai food, and I love because they use so much natural stuff, and like lemongrass is a big ingredient, and it smells great. Like it's and then it does so many things. Like you cook with it, like make soups, and you could use it as mosquito repellent, like all kind of cool things. So yeah, I would say lemongrass. I do like to love tomatoes. Um, the mints are up there. I would say the cucumbers and I think this year
Of
probably
course,
my scotch.
cucumbers because you have the pickles now, and the Tommy pickles, y'all.
Yeah, and I said like the pepper, my Scotch bonnet peppers. So I started growing those this year, and that's they use that to make jerk chicken, and but they're very pretty too. So I kind of it's kind of one of my new favorites this year.
Okay, that's what's up. Any So you growing all that stuff. What is like one of your favorite recipes that you create using those fresh vegetables? Because that's the hard part of like gardening. When people really get into gardening, they don't know how to really use those vegetables. So my platform is I want to be able to give back to people and show them how to create um, food from their harvest. But what is something that's like your favorite recipe that people can make today if they've grown in the garden?
Um, Honestly, I like very like simple things. So like, and probably because I'm so greedy, I just like stuff quick too. So I try to make
You are
like
greedy. You are gready.
is anything I can make that's kind of quick. So oh, you know what was really cool? I made some butter. Um, homemade butter. So that was a pretty cool thing. So I've been taking you can take your herbs like peppers, whatever you have, and you can like infuse. So you basically just take a heavy cream. If you had that, you got a blender. I have my Vitamix. Put some
Vitamix.
heavy cream. Yeah, heavy cream in there. You put on like a setting to whip it or whatever. So like it turns to a cream, and then you take your or what you can do beforehand is take whatever herbs you have. So you want I have like my basil, for instance, or rosemary. You could take that and like blend those up first. Or if you want like a sweet we can make like a mango butter, sweet mango butter, whatever you like. Put those fresh ingredients in there, blend those up like mint, whatever it is, and then like yeah, take a heavy cream, blend that, and turn it into like a churn it. It kind of get into like a butter consistency. Then you just blend your stuff up, like season it if you want, adding salt or whatever, like whatever you're trying to do, and or you can experiment. And so then you just roll it up, put it in the freezer if you want to store it for a while, or just start cooking with it. And so I love my steaks, so I use that's another easy thing. Taking with the butter, you have your steak. Put some inside the steak, under it, and then some fresh rosemary right on top, and then you take the butter, like scoop it, pour it on. Keep when you flip that steak, put the butter, melted butter right on top of there as you're cooking, and boom, you got an amazing fresh. Well, as long as the meat's fresh,
Yeah,
but at least everything else is fresh. Some homemade steak. So yeah, that's a very easy and fun, fun little dish.
that's what's up. Fresh butter, y'all. Did y'all hear that? Fresh butter made in a Vitamix. If you want a Vitamix, DM me because I got some deals for y'all. If you want a Vitamix,
Oh, you selling bootleg
I think
Vitamixes,
it's one
y'all?
of
They're hot.
the best blenders out there. But yeah, fresh butter. That's what's up. You can put all different kinds of herbs in there. So go
Mm-hmm.
make y'all some butter. You can get the molds. I have like the molds, like that looks like a butter. So I do a lot
Mm-hmm.
of basil butter. And I love to cook with it. And
Yeah, we churn it in the backyard. That's right.
yeah, churning in the backyard. That's what one said. That's what we doing. So
And
in
he's
St.
selling
Lucia.
stolen Vitamixes. So y'all check him
Oh
out.
yeah, DM me
He,
if you want some deals on the Vitamix. Okay. Um, what St. Lucia said, they what they grow is what they eat. I'm the same way. If I don't grow it, I don't eat. Basically, here at my house, we don't grow, we don't eat. So yeah, that's what's
I want
up.
to grow. I want to get some chickens. But I don't know if I'm
Chickens,
gonna be
yeah, that's my
like doing
next
it.
goal next
I don't
year
think
to
I'm
get
around
chickens.
that much when I'm traveling and stuff. But I love to get some chickens.
I'm not sure if I want to kill them and eat them though. I think I just might want them for the eggs.
Uh,
I'm gonna give them names.
Yo, chickens are super smart. I don't know, like they had a whole documentary on chickens, but like they're actually a very smart animal.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give mine
Man.
names. Maybe I'll name one Tommy Taylor Jr. That way I won't kill it.
I'll take it.
How has gardening changed you since you first started?
Um, you trying to get introspective out here in the backyard?
Yeah.
How has it changed me? Yeah, I think I just kind of kind of rehashing what I was talking earlier. I think just kind of you have that connection. Actually, I really enjoy uh green space a lot more now. For because actually before I like colors and stuff. So I like but I was always kind of against. I didn't really I didn't love like just green space. I was like it's so mundane. And now I think actually last year after I started like really being in the yard a lot more, when a winter hit and like stuff was dying, it kind of like made me a little depressed a little bit. I was like, yo, like where all like the lush greens go and everything. So, yeah, I think I just a more deeper connection like with the earth and all that kind of stuff, and just the appreciation for like just simple things like simple green colors and plants. I can appreciate plants more. I see stuff when I'm out and I'm like, oh, like they should be doing this, and just that connection with the nature. I think is a pretty cool. And then sometimes actually I'll come out and do yoga out here in the backyard, just out in the yard around the plants. No, it sounds very Hollywood or whatever, but yeah, it's a it's a calming, it's peaceful. You gotta
Peace.
namaste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, I do yoga in my backyard as well. Um, I'm out in my backyard now, maybe 95% of the time. In the summer, I have this big fan that I got now, and then in the wintertime, I got the heat lamps. So I'll be doing Black Gardener talk from the yard with the heat lamp on.
Okay.
That's what's up. What is your
Yeah,
favorite place in
ladies,
the
if y'all want
garden?
to come do some yoga with the brother, come on out. We're out here.
Okay, yeah. What's your favorite place in the garden?
Um, Favorite place. Actually, I don't know, because I actually rearrange stuff quite often. So yeah, I just like being out and yeah, in the
Just
mix.
out in the elements. Like I'm in the
Yeah,
elements. You can hear everything with my microphone. I hear the dog barking, everything. That's what's up. I mean, it
yeah. You
is
should be
about
able to hear everything with
reconnecting.
them like 6 feet headphones you got on.
It is about reconnecting back to our roots. So what better place to be is in your yard reconnecting, right?
True, true.
Yeah. Um,
So when did you get big into it? So I've actually known you for a little while, and I think just recently I realized you were like really big into gardening as well. So when was your onset?
yeah. Um, I just love what I'm doing. I mean, gardening came about at a bad stage of my life when I was in a dark space,
Mm,
depression, suicidal thoughts, and then I got into gardening through my mom. I never really took it serious um, for a while, but
hmm
then now, since COVID hit, people were like calling me up saying, "Oh, you need to start a garden. Can you help me start a garden? Can you help me start a garden? I'll pay you this amount of money to help me start a garden." And I was like, maybe this could be a business. And so I've now turned it into a business. Um, Doing everything from garden consultations to helping people grow food to even knocking on my neighbors' doors and handing them seeds and seedlings to start gardens in their neighborhood.
hmm
One of my neighbors now have a garden in the front yard and a garden in the backyard, and it's crazy. So I think this is my purpose, and it just took me a minute to find my purpose. We always looking for our purpose in life and why we here and put on earth. And I believe I was put here to teach people how to grow their own food and be self-sufficient. And that's why I created this platform, because I want to see what other people are doing, so we can inspire other people, like you said early on, to grow their own food for health reasons, and
Hmm.
just in general, just to connect back to the land, do yoga outside, just even if you're not doing yoga, just being peaceful and loving the green space, because that's what's up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, that's a dope story.
Yeah. So yeah, so now I mean my platform now, I'm taking it to the next level. I took a class to become a master gardener. Now I'm a master gardener. I took a class around nutrition. Now I'm a nutritionist. Of course you know me from my video work and music stuff. So I'm trying to combine the two together, which is why my platform is called Gardening Beats now. I'm taking the garden, teaching them how to eat, and then while we all doing that, listening to some dope music. And that's one of the reasons why I came up with that name. I'm on a journey. I had a TED talk. I had a TED talk not too long ago. It was a
Dope, dope.
private TED talk, so I didn't really like promote it out to the world, but it's growing. I believe in January I'll be doing a TED talk at the University of Maryland, where I got my master's degree in journalism. So
Okay,
yeah,
humble brag. All right, flex on him, son.
yeah. So yeah, so that's what's up. That's what I'm doing. I'm just trying to give this platform to people so we can hear other people's stories. Because I think when people hear other people's stories, like I'm on here constantly. So if I'm always constantly talking about what I'm doing, I might not be inspiring as many as I could. So I want other people to come on and inspire people to start growing. When the next pandemic come, or the zombie apocalypse come, we gotta know how to grow our own food, right?
Yeah, that you about to kill us again.
I'm just saying, we gotta be ready and we gotta be prepared. And I think sometimes we lack in the knowledge of that as black
Hmm.
folks and brown folks. You know, I don't want to get too deep, but I just feel like we lack that knowledge. And like you said earlier, we don't want to experiment with different things. We just want that fast, quick food, and that stuff is not healthy for us. If we're going to survive the pandemic, the next pandemic, the apocalypse, the zombie apocalypse, we need to know how to grow our own food, right?
Yeah, and then also need some weapons training. So I'm big into archery. So I got my bow and arrow and firearms. So I think all black people should have some firearms training and some archery. So we can y'all well we can't shoot in the backyard, but we can do the archery
Yeah.
back here.
What aim for the heads for the zombies, right?
Yeah.
That's what they say, right? So you supposed to be making me laugh, not making myself laugh off my own little jokes. AJ, thank you. Great live, brothers. Yeah, which I'm just trying to do this. Tommy Taylor, I've been knowing him for a while. I remember when he first started, and this guy takes everything serious. So go follow him now at Tommy Taylor Jr. On Instagram and all social media. But this guy met this guy. He was doing his own Tommy Taylor Jr. TV show. Like in the
Yeah, but now
I
we're
was about
on
to say
Amazon Prime.
he's like a clean comic or comedian, and I was about to curse that. I was like, oh, Kamani, don't curse today because you talking to a clean comedian. But this guy has made it and have not cursed, so that's really powerful. And then he's been on some television shows. You can see him in commercials. What was that TV show that you was on recently? You was
Um
eating gold chicken wings or something
oh
like that.
the proposal on ABC. So I think that was for that. Yeah,
So
I've
he was
actually
on the
been
proposal,
blessed.
y'all. Did y'all watch it? Did y'all catch him? This is a celebrity. I have celebrities on my show.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I've been very fortunate. Like I do a lot of stuff. Actually, I don't even. I'm trying to get better, like announcing things. But like I love just kind of being and like creating and doing stuff. So actually, the Tom Taylor Show now we're on Amazon Prime, so y'all can check that out. I got uh, blessed to be like the face and voice of a lot of different brands. Just done some stuff with Auto Trader, Black and Decker, all kind of Delta Airlines. Mobile phones. I mean, yeah, a lot of stuff. A new show coming out on Comedy Central. Um, what else have we doing?
Yeah, Tommy is everywhere. That's with Kimmy Jones. Saying, yeah, he's everywhere. He's on my Instagram live now. Yeah.
And we blowing up.
So tell us about how that backyard thing came together. So, folks, if you don't know, he's like he's in his garden and he has a whole setup in his garden. Like he has a stage back there. How did all that come about, and why did you want to come out to the garden? And I know it's because of probably COVID restrictions and stuff like that. But what made you want to open up your own personal backyard for folks to just come in?
Um, so I guess there's a couple parts of that. Like one, like I necessity be able to pivot in during COVID, but two, I was quarantining alone. So I think if you ever want to get productive in life, fellas, for the men out there watching, just be without a woman for like a month, and you start developing all kind of skills you didn't even know you had. I can do carpentry now. I got like 3 Google certifications. I grew a garden. I like landscape. I've been actually doing all kind of stuff. I can whittle. You develop all kind of new skills. Like without the presence of a woman, you get very focused and creative. So that was part of it. And then because everything was shut down, I was like, yo, we need. I think for comedians, it's a special thing because you need like an audience, you need people like doing the virtual stuff is cool, but it's like the personal interaction, being able to and it's a skill just in like being on stage or whatever, being in front of people. So I was like, yeah, let me just try to create something. So actually during the pandemic, I actually landscaped my whole backyard. So I put create like a little patio stage area. Like actually this stuff behind me, like we created like for like the backdrops. We got some stuff over here. Put up some like poles and stuff for lights, audio system. Yeah, and then just create like this a little platform. People come out like chill and enjoy a show. And I have a lot of different artists, like musicians, comedian friends, and there was already nowhere for us to go. So we just, put a little vibe in the backyard. So we just come back here and kind of get it in. So that was kind of the impetus. Yeah. So like being alone and a lot of time in your hands, and just trying to be able to practice your talent, your gift, or whatever. So and then also I think because the part of the pandemic, I think a lot of that touched a lot of people was being alone, and I'm kind of a loner by like nature. So I think that my Gemini thing. So I love like 10% of the time I'm like super outgoing, and then like 9% of the time I'm just real chill. And so like when people meet me on like the 10%, it's always weird when they see me on like that other 90 or whatever. But that's kind of like my duality, I guess. But I think like a lot of people. So I enjoy my alone time, but at the same time, I think that got a lot of people depressed, just being by themselves and not being able to laugh and just interact with people. And so my comedy shows, like my Almost Ladies Night series, is really about interaction. So if anybody's ever been to my show, you already know it's like one of the top shows in the country. And so my whole thing is trying to be anti DC in a way. So when you come in the door, like it's an experience. Like when you first step in the show, so we have interaction. We have like complimentary massage. We have hands in motion mobile massage. They come out and give complimentary massages to all the ladies or whoever wants a massage. It's like interaction going on pre-show, so you meet new people. So I hate like when people just come to a show, or like even you go to the club, everybody's in their own little corner. Like you try to talk to a girl, she's like, "Don't talk to me." It's all this off-putting type of stuff. And so this is it's a very interactive, engaging experience. And that's kind of wanted to kind of create a little bit in the backyard, so people just come, meet some new people in a socially distant, respectable way.
Yeah, and relax.
Turn up a little bit and laugh and just have a little bit of enjoyment. For a little, for however long we're here.
So you said you was like a loner, and then you spend a lot of time alone during quarantine. How do you pump yourself up? Like when you get on stage, or you're talking about your Tommy Pickles. How do you get that energy? What inspires you to like be more motivated? Since I would say you're probably maybe an introvert as well. So how do you pump yourself up to be like in front of this audience? And how has that played into your like? Because you was on the proposal and people are starting to recognize you more. Like how's that? How do you feel?
Oh man, I love both of them. I love like being. I'm just always myself. So like I like being chill, but I also love like entertaining and performing, and that's a thrill in itself. So yeah, once you hit the stage, it's like it's all guns blazing. So yeah, it's just kind of a natural switch. for me.
That's what's up because I'm 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 on that way where you are now, and I never really wanted to be in front of the camera, but now I am in front of the cameras because I feel like the best way to sell your brand is to be in front of the camera. And I do have I did have an opportunity to shoot a TV pilot as well around gardening, and I'm scared. I'm scared. You know what I'm saying? But so that's why I asked that question because I mean I can turn it on and I could be Hollywood. Like I got my lights on, I got my 3 point lighting on like you be doing now in the garden. I got my fancy microphone now with my headset. But yeah, I mean I just wanted to ask that question because I'm on that path now and it's just very scary for me.
Yeah, and
You know what I'm
I
saying?
think it always should be like if you get too comfortable, it's like they always like it's time to give it up. But I think yeah, you kind of channel that nervous energy. I think like even like football play, I play sports and stuff too. Like you know, you kind of you get a little nervous energy, but then you use that as a fuel or whatever. So and then like also if you're doing it, you know, I always like have a reason for whatever you're doing. So like if you're doing it for something besides yourself, or you know, and that's why like you know what you were saying. I don't curse in comedy, but I'm actually now I don't even tell anybody that, and that's kind of like a thing. It was like so part of it's just like for other things other than myself. So I just kind of want to do stuff, but then like when people notice it, like that's a cool thing. Or like or if people don't notice I don't curse, but they still like have a dope time. Like that dude didn't he wasn't cursing ever, but like they don't even know. So that's a cool thing. But yeah, I think whatever, if you're doing something for just being able to reach people and like I think that's comedy is such a beautiful art form because it's like one of the things people don't think about laughing. It's not like something you that you analyze. Oh, was that funny? And then like you laugh. But it's a very intrinsic, automatic thing. So I think it's a very personal connection you have with people when you able, you know, for me as a comedian, to make people laugh. Um, you know, it's something and like getting very introspective. Like even babies, that's like one of the first forms of communication is laughter. Like before babies can talk, you can laugh, right, and cry, and so it's a very fundamental part of like the human experience, if you will. So yeah, so I think all that kind of stuff like feeds into it. Like, yo, you're really um, even you're just making people laugh, whatever. Like you're doing something that's very it's a very human experience, a very human activity that you're creating here, and yeah, that you're creating essentially. So I think it also adds to like the personal touch and the fulfillment that you get from it as well.
Yeah, that's what's up. I'm trying to do that too. So my whole platform is kind of changing now. First, I'm supposed to be this serious garden coach, really teaching people how to grow their food. But now I'm more of like edutainment, trying to educate through entertainment. So I got some funny skits that's coming up. I don't know how I can rival you as a comedian, but I got some jokes that's coming away. And it takes a team, and I'm finally starting to get that team. You know, I still love being that like that one man band, but then when I look at the other side of things, and if I want to grow and really push this message out, I do have to have a team. So now I'm basically having a team, and then I'm stepping all my stuff up. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
before we get out of here, a few more questions about gardening. Do you have any favorite tips or tricks that you encountered along the way since you've been growing food?
Um. Yeah. I mean the eggshell thing is a pretty cool little uh tip. I'll say what's the stuff I have? Copper. Um. Copper gold. I think it helps like keep fungus and stuff away and help your plants. So I just keep like that on hand. Um. Vinegar and hydrogen peroxide. Um. I think those like big keys just to make sure everything is growing effectively. And then yeah, just sunlight and water. I
That's
think
what's up.
yeah,
No,
like
that's dope.
being able to place your crops in the right place, I think makes a huge difference. That's one thing I was learning early on is like, you know, even just placing something like a couple feet over, like learning how the sun's working in the yard and like it has some too much sun or like a little shade, a little sun, and just seeing how things like plants just explode or like or stay stagnant, you know, off of that is pretty cool. So yeah, just like very very simple things like shade, sun, the amount of water you give plants. Yeah, and but I think it all just comes from experience, like learning that a little bit.
And rotating your crops. Also, make sure
Hmm.
that you're rotating your crops. Folks, don't grow the tomatoes in the same place that you grew them last year. You might get some volunteer tomato plants because the tomatoes done fell in the ground. But try to rotate every year. Knowledge is power. Kimmy Jones, I love you, Kimmy Jones, for that. But
Yeah,
also,
okay.
like you said, copper. I have actually copper garden beds. I have copper raised garden beds, and I'm
Hmm.
telling you, the amount of food that's growing in them is crazy. You know what I'm saying? I got some ground cherries. I wish I would have never put them in the ground, but they're everywhere because they've been in that copper garden bed and doing some amazing things. So get some copper garden beds, y'all, or get some copper string, copper anything, and put in your garden beds. Um, yeah. One of my last questions will be, what are your future plans for your garden? Do you think you're going to grow a fall garden, or are you just going to wait until next season, which starts probably in March? What's going on with it? What's your future plans?
Man, it's hard coming out when it's like freezing. I think I grew some. What did I grow last year? Some cabbage and different lettuce stuff. The lettuce actually grew really well in the winter. Um, I think rosemary stays all season, so some of the herbs are pretty good. I bring some stuff inside, but yeah, I'd probably do some lettuce. Um, the weird thing of some of the stuff like broccoli and things like that, they you gotta be real careful because they get like a lot of bugs and stuff in them. So I probably go a little more simple in the winter, um, and I'm gonna try to see if I can bring some stuff inside to see how long I can keep some of the other like fruiting vegetables growing indoors. So I think that'd be like an experiment for me this year because I do have some like heating lamps and things, but um, yeah, they grow. Yeah, I don't know how it's gonna work inside, but we'll see. I think that's part of my plan.
Okay, maybe got to invest in a hydroponic system as well.
Hmm.
That's what's up. I mean, I'm growing a whole fall garden. I do have like cold frames here in my yard,
Hmm.
and so as I said before, if I don't grow my own food, I don't eat. We're about 50% um, food down here in my house. Um,
Hmm.
and so, yeah, that's what's up, folks. Get out
Yeah.
there, start growing your fall gardens. Um, get ready
So
for the
what's the
springtime.
easiest fall crop?
Easiest fall crop, of course, is lettuce, spinach, lettuce and spinach.
Okay.
Oh, and collard
Yeah.
greens and kale. They collard greens and kale last that it could be like 10 foot of snow outside and collard greens will still be growing. And so grandma and them always say grandma and them. That's gonna be a t-shirt. In honor of grandma and them, you gotta grow some collard greens and kale in the wintertime. So when that snow hits it, that's when it's supposed to be the best time um or life shelf of the collard greens and the kale. So yeah, in honor of grandma and them, make sure you grow you some kale and collard greens, some turnip greens, some rutabagas, um, for the fall and winter.
That's right, Granny and them.
Gran- Granny and them, you know what I'm saying? But Tommy, thank you for coming on today. I really appreciate it. You're not too big to be on a small platform, so I'm really excited that you were able to join me. You
Hey,
mingle with the
small.
big
We
time people.
international. We got people from St. Lucia. We
Yeah,
global
St.
right now.
Lucia. We got to come out to St. Lucia and get some of that food. Get some fresh, um, what's that? Passion fruit. I got passion fruit in my yard, but yeah, we need some.
Yo, St. Lucia. They have there's like this fish place. I want to like a franchiser. I'm like not even. I like seafood. I'm not like a huge like uh advocate or whatever. But I don't know what they did to this stuff. But this joint is amazing. They fry. They put it in like this fryer thing and flip it. Yo, like I would go back just for that. So St. Lucia got some amazing food out there.
Oh, that's wild. Oh, real quick. So, I mean, because we are talking about gardening, have you seen people garden in those different places you travel? And is it any different from the way we do it here in the United States since you do travel a lot?
Um, yeah, yeah. Nothing. I mean, I think agriculture is agriculture. No matter where you go. Just like different climates. But I really haven't seen too much a different. I think one of the big things is kind of what we were talking about earlier is like the black people's connection to earth and to food. I think is becoming lost. It's been lost over the time. So I do a camp in Belize like almost like every summer for like the past 10 years for the kids out there, and I was in Belize like actually like in what was it in June, July. I was back there, and yeah, they have like I think like almost I don't get the number right, but like over 20 different varieties of mangoes
Oh
native
yeah.
to Belize, and it's actually being lost. Like they're almost being extinct. Like from cutting them down and things like that. So there's a push to. But it's funny. It was a white lady who was leading this like uh, conservation of the mango, and they had like a little farm where she was propagating the different types and things like that, and educating people. But I think again, it's like we're losing our natural connection to our earth and to our own food, and to our own health and all that kind of stuff. So I think there's no matter where you go, I think it's that trend of like you can see like I was like, and for instance, Belize is a predominantly black country, and so you see a lot of black and brown people there. But it's like, I was like, how come we're not taking care of our own stuff in a way? And but the same thing here, like we like, and that's kind of like, all right, why am I not doing more, like growing something in my own yard and things like that. So I think it all starts with like the individual, and like even me growing stuff, I've given stuff to my neighbors and friends, and they're like, oh, that's pretty dope. Like, and people are enjoying, like maybe they'll plant one thing, or it spreads like just like the seeds. I guess we're using the metaphor, just spreading. But it all starts, I think, with with individuals and like their realization of what I think like we're kind of designed for as people, and yeah, all that good stuff. So
Knowledge is power. Yeah, so yeah, I'm working on a grant right now. So next spring, what I'm going to be doing is trying to get seeds and start seedlings, and then continue to knock on my neighbor doors and give them some seeds and give them some seedlings so they can start growing. So that's my commitment to trying to get us back to our roots and staying connected. But again, I don't want to keep you longer than an hour. I appreciate you coming on today, talking with me. It's been
yeah, it's been
fun.
fun. Appreciate you having me.
Yeah, it's been real. We gotta
OC
connect because
picks with the mangoes.
yeah. Aura said mangoes. She loves some mangoes. I love mangoes too. Um, yeah. So yeah, I thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna let you go. But next week I'm on vacation. I decided to take a pandemic vacation, so I'll be back on Saturday, October 16th with Natasha DeLong. She's here in DC, and she has a company called She Grows. So we're gonna talk to some female gardeners as well. But you can also catch me this Thursday live on New Soul Thursdays. And I have a young lady named Tracy Cruz. So that's where I'm mixing the gardening and the music together. So always check me out on Thursday. But Oshi Grows is on. Thank you again, Tommy. I'm gonna let you roll out.
No, that yeah.
Um,
Who's it? Oh yeah, come over,
oh,
eat
how
and do
can we
yoga.
follow you? How can we
Come.
get those Tommy spicy pickles or whatever? And then I'll let
Yeah.
you go.
Hit me up on everything is Tommy Taylor Jr. On Instagram, Facebook, Tinder, Tommy Taylor Jr. I'm everywhere. Um,
Tinder. Oh no.
oh, and then we have our big show, first indoor show, safe. We're gonna do safely indoors at the City Winery, DC. Beautiful, the main stage, beautiful venue. So come check us out. Almost Ladies Night, November 3rd. Grab a ticket. They're on sale now. They're gonna sell out pretty quick. We have a all star. We have comedians from LA coming in. It's gonna be a dope show. And then we got the massages before the show. Hands of Motion Mobile Massage Company coming out, and it's gonna be a crazy time, great experience. And I might bring some pickles. So come on with
Yeah,
it.
bring your pickles. So everybody, he has Tommy Pickles. Go follow him. Go buy those pickles.
Oh yeah,
Um,
shout out to
and
the
check for him.
produce
Keep
here.
checking for him. He got some peppers.
We got
He got
got
everything
we
going
got
on in there.
little
Um,
count horns.
yeah, maybe we could do some giveaways when I hit 10K with your pickles. Okay.
Are you gonna give my pickles away?
Hey, that's what's up. But thank everybody for joining us. Come back October 16th for the next installment of Black Gardener Talk. Grow by any means necessary. That's what it's really supposed to be called. Grow by any means necessary. That title kind of like threw some people off. Black Power. But yeah, that's
I think
what's
there's a
up. I'm
I
gonna
think
let
there's
you
a porn
go. All
site
right.
called that as
Peace out,
well.
everyone. Have a great day. Have a great Saturday. All right. Enjoy yourselves.
Peace, everybody.